Thank you for staying with us. Now it's time to have a spirit-filled conversation. So if you're in the spirit this morning, let me hear you shout hallelujah, somebody. Look, the conversation I'm about to have, I'm so excited about it. You've seen my guest already because my director just showed her to you. But anyway, we are privileged, or we are honored to have in the house the Dinah Hamilton. Dinah Hamilton for a reason. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, thank you for having me.
And I must confess, you lok amazing. You're looking so pretty as always.
Oh,
like it's like a no off day thing for you.
Well, that no.
you don't even have a bad looking day.
I usually have bad days.
Well, until we see that, let's go with what we are seeing now. Thank you for joining us again. But let's start off with, of course, you are branded. You're looking all beautifully branded in your Awake t-shirt. Let's start off having the conversation with Awake. And then I'll ask you about Perfect God.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell us about Awake. What birthed the idea Awake? And for one who is an artist and a minister of the gospel, what does the Awake experience mean to you?
For me, it's the beginning of my year for me, and I usually say that my year usually ends around June, July.
Oh,
and then I'm asking God for what next, because by February I should have known what God wants for me in the year. And so for me, the Awake experience is just a confirmation of God's plans for me for the rest of the year. I know it's a time where we bring people together under one roof to bless God, to worship Him. It was their experience with Dinah Hamilton until Awake Purified Drinking Water came on to be the title sponsor for that. But it's a time where we go into the presence of God unrestricted, just knowing that we're going to have an encounter with God. And year in, year out, it's been a different experience altogether. And we're in the 11th year, and I'm excited.
Wow, 11 years of doing this.
Yes, ma'am.
How does that make you feel doing this every year? And I'm sure that year in and year out, the success stories are different, or the experiences are different. How does that make you feel?
On the human side, it's like, God, what next are you going to do? You know, have we not seen it all before? That's the human side. But on the woman of God side, I'm at the edge of my seat, excited, because I know something new is coming. And it on the part as a team also, it means a lot of work for us to work towards it. But I love every part of it, because it's all of that comes together to create what we have.
Beautiful. I must confess, I didn't even realize it's been this long.
I know.
11 years. It feels like just yesterday, because every year when you announce the Awake experience or the experience with Dinah Hamilton, it feels like, oh, it's a brand new thing, something new, a new experience altogether. By 11 years down the line, congratulations to you and the whole team that put this together. You are doing so well. Now let's talk about the new one, Perfect God. Oh my. Perfect God. So I was telling you a while ago that when you released your song, The Doing of the Lord with Mercy Chinwo, I could relate. When I put that song on repeat every morning, it resonates with me. It makes me appreciate how far God has brought me. Yes, but now listening to Perfect God, the lyrics, the words, how you are able to admit that, look, this is who I am. I am imperfect. I have a lot of flaws. But then again, I have a Father who knows me for who I am. He knew me even before I was born. Tell us about the Perfect God. What even birthed the song and the title and all that?
Yeah, I think that's exactly what you've said. And these are some of the things I bless God for. That in the comfort of my home, He gives me a song through an experience, and it comes out and somebody can relate to it exactly how I received it. It's one of those days that I came to God just as I was. He knows me, like you said, and like His word says, even before I was a clot of blood in my mother's womb, He knew me. But then the human side will always kick in, and then your flaws begin to get in. Your insecurities and your imperfections begin to get in the way of you accessing the grace of God. And then God, in the middle of that, tells you, I know all of that, but I decided to choose you. So what's your problem? That's what Perfect God is all about. human beings coming to God with everything, literally a love me, love my dog kind of relationship with God. I love you and everything that comes with you, and I'm willing to take you and work on you to perfect you. Until then, you are still welcome at my table. And that's what it is.
So deep. Now, when the revelation of this song came to you, how was the writing process like? Was it just like a one-day thing? How long did it take you to put this together? And I've realized that every year before the experience, you release something new. Is this the new kid on the block kind of thing?
How do I even put that? This song is a very old song, but I've only just released it. And I would say that the theme for experience is what gave me the oomph to release Perfect God. Because Perfect God was so real, it was scary.
Tell us.
So the whole admitting that I'm not perfect, the whole admitting my humanness, the style, the fact that I used things like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok in a song that was a bit unconventional.
Right.
And so bringing it out was like, what's going to happen? And I've sat on it for about 5 years. And then this year, coming into Awake Experience, God said, it's time to move. It's time to do the unthinkable. It's time to get that thing you are scared of.
Right.
It's time to push it out. And that's why it came out. But we don't necessarily sit down to say, experience is coming, let's bring a song. But that's how God has done it. And it's been amazing. It's been amazing.
Talk to us now about the Awake Experience, but let's start off with the theme of the experience this year.
The theme says move.
Where are we moving to?
So entering the year, I went to God and I prayed the Jabez prayer. Father, enlarge my coast. Father, enlarge my territory. And then God took me to Deuteronomy and he says, you have dwelt on this mountain for too long. Now break camp and advance. And so God said I should move out of my comfort zone. I should do the unthinkable, do the unimaginable, do the mind-blowing stuff. And it's huge, it's big, it's scary. But he says in all of that, he loves me regardless. And because of that, we're doing 3 cities in Ghana and we're adding America to it. I know, bold,
wow,
big, crazy, but yeah.
3 cities in Ghana. Which cities are we doing?
We're doing Accra,
okay,
on the 16th of February.
Okay.
And then we're doing Kumasi on the 23rd of February, and we're doing Sunyani on the 2nd of February. Back to back to back.
Wow. Wow. So then it means that every part of Ghana gets to experience the Awake Experience. So if you are not here in Accra, you can attend the one in Kumasi or Sunyani, which is closer to you for proximity. And then you move it out of the shores of Ghana.
Yes, to New Jersey in America.
Wow, I don't even want to be in your shoes at this point because this is going to be like lots of sleepless nights, lots of hard work, and having to see the success of this 11 years down the line. I mean, this is going to be another banger. Now, doing this again for 11 years, you've had lots of experiences from it. Do you mind sharing some funny experiences or some highlights? I mean, the one that blew your mind from the whole Awake Experience.
Well, okay, I'll give you a testimony and I'll give you a funny one, like you said. So a testimony was just a very recent one. Last year, when we had the 10th anniversary and we did the Awake Experience, we just released a video of that night. One of the songs was my meditations. And I saw a lady in that video. Anybody that watches that video on YouTube will see a lady singing my meditations and her hands are raised and you can see her Ghanaian passport in her hand. She had it raised and she was singing the song. And I thought, what's she praying for? I didn't know what it was about. And then building up to this year was where we advertised the premium ticket, which you can only get by calling a number. So she calls a number and she tells the lady on the other side of the phone that she's the woman who was holding her passport in that video last year, and that she felt strongly to come put her passport on the altar at Christ Temple East last year because she was about to write her NCLEX which is the exam nurse's right to go and work in America. And I know firsthand how difficult that exam is. I know people who trained in America and took the exam 5 times before they were able to pass. And for somebody who trains in Ghana, it's a difficult one. You start at a place of a disadvantage.
Yeah.
And she called and said she was about to write it last year. And to the glory of God, she's written the exam, she's passed, she had no immigration issues, and she was getting herself a premium ticket just to turn up at this year's Awake Experience to tell me herself. And that I am grateful for.
Wow.
Grateful for testimonies like that. But a funny one was, that's not a testimony. That was when we started the Awake Experience, the experience of Diana Hamilton. And we first started in Accra.
Okay.
And when we came to Ghana, it was a National Theatre. And before that, I would do 2 appearances. I'll change, I'll come on stage, do a first one, go change and come back. And so I wanted to bring the same thing to Ghana. So we went National Theatre, fully packed hall. We did the first set, beautiful, full house. And then I left to go change and come back. When I came, everyone had left.
Wait, what? Where had they left to?
They had gone home. They thought I was done. And because of that, I learned my biggest lesson. One cloth on that stage, sing, walk away, Diana, don't do any double.
You must be joking. How did that make you feel, though?
Ooh, I learned the biggest lesson. It's not about you, Diana. That's one.
I mean, what was the look on your face when you came out to see the whole
Well,
event?
I had my family. And you know what? We've got some great songs in that session that we sang to empty chairs. But
wow.
I'm such that when I enter a church and it's 3 people, I sing to them as though I'm singing to 1,000. So that didn't stop me. But then I picked a lesson out of that. It's funny, we laugh at it now, but yeah.
I don't even want to imagine. But speaking of songs, how do you select your songs for performances like the Awake Experience? Because you have a lot of songs, which of course you can't perform all of them.
Tell me about
How is the selection process, and how do you decide that, look, I want to do this one and not that one?
Last night at rehearsal, there was a heated conversation about which songs to drop this year, so we make the time. And at the end of the rehearsal, we still hadn't come to an agreement on what songs we're doing.
Wow.
So that's where we're at.
Wow.
But it's a lot. There are some songs that are constant case. But then we also take into consideration the theme on the night, what we're believing God for, and then the song choices then fall in. So it's a lot of things that go around it. And we're trusting God that this year too, the selection will be perfect.
Of course, we are trusting God for a divine direction so that we'll have an amazing experience.
Yes.
But the flyer is beautifully displayed on the screen behind you, and I'm sure we'll have it on our screens too. Walk us through the amazing acts that are going to be on board for this year's experience.
Thank you. This year I have Pastor Joe Beecham on, Kweku Kofi Osupipra is on, Kweku Tay is on, Team Eternity is on, and yours truly, and some other artists that are joining us. That's in Accra. And then in Kumasi, we have Uncle Ato, Cindy Thompson, Kwame Jedu, and your camera crew are excited about Cindy Thompson. But yes, we've got Mabel Ochre in Kumasi too. Then we go to Sunyani. We have SP Kofi Sapon. Is this CSP Kofi Sapon? I have Kwame Jedu again, Emmanuel Awotre, and Sandy Asare. And then, of course, myself will be on as well.
Most definitely. For one who is watching and is enthused about the Awake Experience, who wants to come to the to have an experience, of course, with you and with God, and doesn't know how to purchase their tickets or how to go about it, tell us, how can people get tickets? Where again is it happening, and when?
Okay. So the event is happening on the 16th of February at the ICGC Christ Temple East. That's in Tishi, the huge ICGC building of the Bush Road. And in Kumasi, it's happening at the Church of Pentecost, Bantama, and it's on the 23rd of February. Then we go to Sunyani the week after. That's going to be on the 2nd of March, and the time is 4 p.m. at the Usbet Hotel Auditorium. Now, tickets, you use the same short code to buy the ticket you want in whichever city you're going to. The short code is *725 *8080 hash. *725 *8080 hash. And you can get your ticket. The standard tickets are going for 120. The double tickets are going for 220. The VIP is going for 250. And then the family of 5 is 500. There is that special ticket that I like to ask people to buy that by calling a number. And the reason being, I think you've seen the things we're doing via the Diana Hamilton Foundation. We've recently just finished building a 5-unit classroom block in the OT region that we've just commissioned. On Saturday, we get to do a cleanup exercise with Zoom Lion, and we're paying school fees for a lot of people. There are a lot of boreholes that we are putting in the communities. All these come from the Diana Hamilton Foundation. And we give people the chance to support the foundation by giving a little bit extra. And they are like, it then gives them that bragging right that they supported the Diana Hamilton Foundation. They're doing something for a social responsibility. And such people in that ticket, when you call, we deliver the ticket to you. We give you a physical ticket, special ticket. And then we give you a front row seating, and we give you designated parking, and we get to have a meet and greet after the night. And so we ask people to call this number, 054 690 7473. I'll take that again, 054 690 7473. And when you call, ask that you want the premium ticket.
Auntie Diana, thank you so much for coming. And then we hope that, Ghanaians will do what they do as always, to come in their numbers, to come and have an experience with God.
Yes, ma'am.
And I will try and be there. I'm not going to promise, but I'll try. And of course, your boyfriend will be there as well.
Oh yeah, he will be there, but then you need to be. It's not trying. This is my daughter throwing tantrums.
Okay, at this point, I don't want you to throw any tantrums, so please, I'll be there.
Yes,
I'll see you in that car experience. So give us a teaser of what the viewers are going to miss.
Yes,
but you do that for us on the performance set. So let me quickly run you guys through. If you want it to make an appearance at the Awake Experience Accra, it's happening on Sunday, 16th February 2025. The flyer is on your screen at the ICGC Christ Temple East Teshi. Gates open at 4 p.m. Look, when Diana Hamilton says 4 p.m., it is 4 p.m. Do not come at 4:30 or 5. You will miss out. So if you want to purchase tickets, the short code to dial is *725 *8080 hash, and tickets are going for 120 Ghana cedis single, 220 cedis double, 250 cedis VIP, and if you're a family of 6, a cool 500 Ghana cedis for that. If you want to attend the Kumasi experience too, you can also do same by dialing the short code again, *725 *8080 hash to purchase your tickets and go have an experience with God. If you want to purchase the special ticket, of course, to support the ministry and the Diana Hamilton Foundation, and the amazing thing is the tickets will be delivered to you personally. You can call the number 0546 907473, 0546 907473, and get your tickets for the Awake Experience. Auntie Diana, take us away.
Take you away? All right, then, let's do this. Yeah. Positive confessions of God. That's right. That's right. Hey. Listen, I am human, born of a woman. I have my flaws. I do have my flaws. I am human, born of a woman. I have my flaws. I do have my flaws. I have my imperfections, insecurities, things that get me down. Those are some flaws, just to mention a few. I have my imperfections, insecurities, things that get me down. Those are some flaws, just to mention a few. But I serve a God who is faultless, who is blameless. He is flawless. He is perfect in all of his ways, and he loves me anyway. But I serve a God who is faultless, who is blameless. He is flawless. He is perfect in all of his ways, and he loves me anyway. Sometimes I wake up in the morning with choices to make, choices that can make me, or choices that can break me. Is it life or Facebook, instant life or Instagram? Should I trust you or tweets about it? Now I hear TikTok, take dear babe, while the clock is ticking. Those are some flaws, just to mention a few. You see, they are my imperfections, insecurities, things to get me down. Those are some flaws, just to mention a few. They are my imperfections, insecurities, things to get me down. Those are some flaws, just to mention a few. But I serve a God who is faultless, who is blameless. He is flawless. He is perfect in all of his ways, and he loves me anyway. But I serve a God who is faultless, who is blameless. He is flawless. He is perfect in all his ways, and he loves me anyway. He loves me regardless. He loves me, doesn't matter. See, he loves me regardless. He loves me, doesn't care. You see, he loves me regardless. He loves me, doesn't matter. See, he loves me regardless. He loves me. That I serve a God. Yes, sir. He is flawless. He is perfect in all of his ways, and he loves me anyway. But I serve a God who is flawless. He is flawless. He is perfect